pardon me, Giants post-game live. I think I got it right the first time. Philadelphia is playing great. They've won 8 in a row. The Giants are sliding. They have lost 7 of 8, but the best rivalry in the National League just got a lot better. Welcome to Giants post-game live, post-fight live. Greg Papa with Pip Roberts. Your thoughts on what happened there in a wild 6th inning, Pip?
Well, that was a wild 6th inning, and, you know, being a former player, things happen, and they happen quickly. We saw Ramirez drill Victorino. Victorino didn't like it. Whiteside, he decided, you know what, hey, I'm going to protect my guy, and the melee was on.
Full highlights coming up in just a moment. We're going to bring in a couple of former ex-players for their thoughts on the ball game, but also, Dwayne, on what happened in the 6th inning and the brawl that ensued.
Well, I don't know what brought it on, to be honest with you. It could have been. I don't think it was Brian Schneider swinging 3-0. It may have been Rollins stealing the bag. It may have been, you know, Ramon Ramirez just being really frustrated. So, you know, maybe we'll find out later. Maybe we won't. This is usually where the lies really start to come out, where, like Mike said earlier, well, the ball just got away from me. Yeah, probably. But, you know, these things, you know, they're going to happen. And in this spirited matchup between these two teams, this even got even more spirited. And that's why the 2 next games are going to be very, very interesting. And then, you know what? I think we'd all like to see these 2 teams hook up again in October.
Nothing you want to say, Mike? You're just going to smile the whole way there. Kruko's got something. He doesn't want to lie. Is that why Mike didn't say it? Being a former pitcher, he knows that Ramirez drilled Shane Victorino, no doubt. This also, I think, dates back a couple of years ago, not just to last year in the postseason bit, but Utley got buzzed by Jonathan Sanchez going back 2 years ago. There's been bad blood between these 2 baseball teams for a while now.
Absolutely. Baseball players are like elephants. We don't forget. And I'm sure Utley said today, if Sanchez comes close to me, guys, I'm going to go out there, because he's already thrown one over my head, and in the playoffs, he threw one and he hit me. The bottom line is, you know, anything can happen, and it can happen quickly. And you know what? These guys are playing with a lot of emotion, so it's like a match. When you strike it, you know, bad things are going to happen.
All right, it was a 5-2 baseball game. Brian Schneider got a green light on a 3-0 pitch. Charlie Manuel's been known to green light hitters 3-0. I don't think this is what got Ramirez so upset. I think this is the play that really did, though, when later on, Jimmy Rollins, Biff, up 6 in the 6th inning, steals second base. You see Whiteside come out, flash some sides after Polanco's infield hit. Runners at 1st and 3rd. Watch Whiteside closely here as he gives the signs to Ramon Ramirez. That's the little pinky finger means fastball in. He jumps way in. And there's no doubt Ramirez drills him in the small of the back the way he came across his body, Biff.
No doubt about that. My problem with it is, if you have a problem with Jimmy Rollins, then you hit Jimmy Rollins. You don't hit my teammate, basically, because now we're going to have a brawl. You know, I've been in that situation before. I've been hit by Norm Charlton because I stole a base on him, but he drilled me. He didn't hit my teammate. So in that situation, you have to go after the guy that you're upset with.
But if you hit just Jimmy Rollins, you're getting just Jimmy Rollins. Now you get Victorino in the mess, and I think Shane Victorino is going to be suspended for this. He got loose on Greg Gross. He got in and went after Hensley Bam Bam Mullins. I think Eli Whiteside will get suspended as well. So the point is, if you drill Rollins later in the game, you make it just with Jimmy. Now you get the whole Philly clubhouse involved in some. So they may be saying to themselves, Jimmy, why did you steal up 6 runs in the 6th inning? Now we're all involved in this.
I think they're saying Sanchez threw over Utley's head a couple years ago. It goes back that far. I'm telling you, these guys don't forget. And when they have a chance to get you, they're going to get you. Ramirez started it again tonight.
He wasn't a Giant 2 years ago.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's wearing the other color. Yeah. And the bottom line is, they don't forget. And anytime you get close to a guy after you've thrown one over a guy's head, you're going to set him off.
What's the rule, though? Everybody's got a different rule when you turn the running game off. You were a base stealer, a leadoff hitter. Do you steal a base up 6 runs in the 6th inning?
Well, it's still the 6th inning. There's a chance you can come back. Now, unless the manager shuts me down, I'm supposed to play as hard as I can every play. But now if Charlie says, hey, don't go, then I don't go. So that signal comes from the third base coach.
Oh, by the way, the Phillies won 9-2, and Vance Worley again, a tremendous outing, 7 strong, gave up 7 hits and a couple of runs. He's the winning pitcher. Here's what he said to former Giant Rookie of the Year, Gary Sarge Matthews, on CSN Philadelphia after the game. I wonder if the Brawl was mentioned by Sarge. Here it is.
Now, after Victorino getting hit there tonight there, I know it was a bunch of pushing and so on. Umpires came out, kind of calmed things down at all. At no time are you thinking about trying, even though you pitched inside, are you thinking about coming in and trying to drill someone?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely affected the way I had to throw. I knew I couldn't go as far in as I would have liked, but, you know, it's just a warning, and you can't really change too much about how you're going to throw.
From your perspective, what did you see?
As far as
well, what was going on as far as with you on the take, as far as them, you know, pushing and shoving and going on there from where you were sitting in your standpoint? I saw you coming in on the field there. What was your perspective?
Oh, okay. That was the first one I've ever seen in person, so I didn't know how to act at first. I knew that if the rest of the team went out there, I knew I had to go out there too.
Well, continued success, way to pitch. You did a great job.
And a nice interview there by the former Giant, Gary Matthews. We call him Sarge, as he went after Worley about this whole situation, Bip. So from the Giant perspective, Ramon Ramirez will likely be punished by Joe Torre and Bob Watson in the Major League office. Eli Whiteside, the way he acted, the way he circled Victorino, and then when Placido Polanco came up behind him, he may be suspended. And also in this mess, Pablo Sandoval gets involved, and Pablo may have thrown a punch. Ryan Howard was involved from Philadelphia, but from our point of view, I wonder if Pablo Sandoval, when they look at this video closely and see what he did, Bip, if he will be suspended by baseball.
Well, I think what Major League Baseball will do is take a look at the film and then decide who was actually protecting their teammate and who was actually in the altercation to be in the altercation. You know, I've been in a lot of those myself, and when you're protecting a teammate, MLB has a tendency to look past that. But if you're a guy instigating out there, you're going to get fined and possibly suspended.
This is merely game 2 of a 4-game series. Tomorrow we have Matt Cain on the mound against Cole Hamels. Sunday, I love this matchup because they are both feisty little guys. Tim Lincecum against Roy Oswalt. We'll see how the games go. If they're tight, probably nothing will happen. But if we have a blowout on either side, do you expect the Phillies to come back at the Giants?
Well, I think that you wouldn't have a guy like Roy Oswalt try to hit someone because he's not a very big guy. But they have some big relievers down there who don't mind coming in the ball game and throwing inside and maybe drilling somebody. So I think you would protect Oswalt because you don't want him to get hurt. But one of those big guys may take it upon himself and decide, you know what, it's time to get even.
And by baseball standards, that was a pretty good melee there. Lasted about 1:40, Bip. It was pretty good, wasn't it? It got a little mixed up there.
At first, I was sitting on the couch because after, you know, it looked like a blowout. And, you know, when that happened, I jumped up and I was fired up again, and I was back into the game.
You wanted a piece, didn't you?
It was exciting to me.
All right. Giants post-fight live. Giants post-game live presented by Esurance. We'll roll on. We are going to hear from Bruce Bochy, get his reaction to the melee, and also his team. Giants have lost 7 of their last 8. Philadelphia's won 8 in a row. So what's going on with the Giants? Bruce Bochy on his team and the melee that ensued in the 6th when we continue on Giants Postgame Live presented by Esurance.
Giants Postgame Live is brought to you by Esurance Car Insurance. Technology when you want it, people when you don't.
Boston Lager continues to be a very special beer.
I brewed the first batch in my kitchen, and it was the best beer I'd ever tasted.
The first year it was entered in the Great American Beer Festival. Boston Lager was picked as the best beer in America.
And the whole company was 3 people.
No one had tried an American beer that had that kind of flavor.
Sam Adams really got the whole craft beer movement going.
20 years on, Jim is still obsessed with Boston Lager.
You can taste that passion in every glass.
It's 25 years later, and Sam Adams Lager continues to win medals all over the world. That's pretty cool.
We've all wondered, is there anything I can say that'll stop this guy from writing that ticket?
The hospital needs my kidney.
Introducing the Ticket Talker from 76 Gas.
I'm about to give birth. There's a tornado behind me. You are getting sleepy.
The Ticket Talker, another tool from 76.
My foot is literally made of lead.
We're not just top-tier gas. We're on the driver's side.
Life is full of missed opportunities. Like the old flame you should have called. Or the leap of faith you never took. But there's one opportunity that's too good to miss. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, where you'll find exceptional values on the Lexus IS. Lease the 2011 IS 250 for $329 a month for 36 months, with $34.99 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Take one out of here. United serves over 370 destinations throughout the world. And we're proud to fly the San Francisco Giants.
Bruce Bochy making his way to the podium to speak after his team loses and a brawl ensues in the sixth. Here's Bruce Bochy.
Are Sandoval and Huff okay? Huff seemed to be in the middle of that, and then Sandoval came out of the game fairly quickly. Are they okay?
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah. Game's getting out of hand. I just got them off the field, including Carlos. You know, just give me a chance to